Hello, Aries. Welcome to August. This is an August 1st to the 15th. Sorry, a little bit late. General reading, and welcome to my page, As I See You Tarot. I thank you for selecting here, and would definitely appreciate you selecting the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Those are all helpful for the Google algorithms and will help me with my channel and get me better at this, setting things up. But in the meantime, for the Aries, this is again a general reading. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. It could be a portion. It could represent you or a significant other, and you also want to look at your sun rising signs as well, and for cross watchers. But this is a general reading, and hopefully, if it applies for you. And then we're looking at this immediate time frame here between August 1st and the 15th. So I have already shuffled and asked the angels and spirit guides to guide us on these cards, and we're going to start off in our placement order. Okay. Let's get this over here a little bit. Good. Okay, so let's see what we have. We have 3 cups, 10 of cups, wow. Page of wands, 10 of cups in reverse, and 5 of wands. Okay, interesting. Let's see. Now, as reading is going to happen here for this time frame, this is representing your immediate past or past influence. This is your present. This is sort of the immediate future. This is sort of immediate challenges, and the challenges aren't things that will happen. They're just things that to be aware of that could come up. And the more that you're aware, the better you're prepared you are. And these are the potential outcomes for such items. So, when we have here, we have our 3 of Pentacles. So, what we have here, the Pentacles. This sort of just represents important roles to play. It sort of says that each person, has an important role to play in coming together as a team, and encourages sort of a teamwork, and that you can get more done as a part of a team and more accomplished. So, with this 3 of Pentacles in your past immediate influence, it sort of is saying you might have been in a collaboration with other people, whether it was work or a project or a volunteer or something. But I get the cards are basically telling me that you might have most recently had to work with some sort of collaboration with others and creating sort of that synergy and to achieve a project or complete something. The 3 of Pentacles represents the value of different ideas, and it looks at the levels of experience in collaboration. It's sort of it specializes in knowledge, and you can see here it's about and this card represents a stonemason, and a stonemason appreciates the wisdom and sort of experience of an architect, and even though they may have different backgrounds, the key here is that they experience and of the different backgrounds and different levels and expertise, they are able to achieve great things, and that's sort of the symbolism here, and that they can create a synergy and get a finished product. It basically implies that there was no us and them. It was a we sort of time frame and experience. And that you can learn from others if you're involved in sort of projects. And so again, if this was if you had in the most recent past Perhaps again for some of our Aries, you might have been in some type of collaboration, where it's a family collaboration or work collaboration or friends collaboration to do something in order to set something up or to get something going. The Yeah, interesting. So I'm not I don't know exactly what the project was, but I think for Aries, if you were involved, you can sort of identify that. Um, let's see, what else is it telling me? What else are you telling me? Angels and spirit guides. What else are you telling me? Why is this card showing up here? Um, it, it also, I'm picking up that if you ended up implementing plans from that planning activity, that it you might have come away with I guess more of a self understanding and self appreciation of skills and capabilities and resources that perhaps you weren't aware of, or you're more appreciative that they got the project done. The Three of Pentacles is about encouragement, and it's basically saying that you were on the right track, whatever whatever it was that you were doing, and it basically says you were able to achieve some great goals, or whatever you were starting out to. This sort of tells our dear Aries that to create competence is good, and follow a schedule, and that will pay off for you in your future. So here in our present, we have the Ten of Cups. Now, the Ten of Cups is a very good card here, and it's basically saying, dear Aries, that in our present time, you're experiencing happiness. You're feeling of joy. There's an emotional contentment, particularly in relationships and with family. And the relationship can be whoever you consider your family to be, or who you're close to. Work relationships, friend relationships, family relationships. It's sort of it's saying that you've created there's been love and sort of happiness in your life, and that you're able to share those with other people, and it sort of expands your heart. You're feeling more loved and giving more loved. That it looks as if have chosen to sort of be surrounded by loved ones, and there's a deep sort of connection here. I'm also picking up again, it's sort of a lot of joy, and if you're in a significant relationship, that's been very good, or has reached a very good sort of stage in your life. When the Ten of Cups shows up here, it suggests there's a lot of family relationships and harmonious, can't speak, and sort of loving right now. That there's no fighting and there's no tension. Everyone's getting along well, and the happiness around you, and it's a great place to be, especially nowadays. This sort of it tells me that you're spending, for some areas, you're spending more time with family, and perhaps it's because there's things, summer occasions, summer picnics, even with COVID-19, or you're trying to get together with family, and that you're creating fun in memories, or looking at memory boards, or reminiscing about memories. This is the Ten of Cups here is a very positive card for romantic relationships. If you're involved in a romantic relationship, this thing should be looking very good for you right now. If you're in a long-term commitment, it could symbolize that there's an engagement for some, or marriage, or starting a family, and again, whatever family means to you. It's a very loving card, and soulmates are sort of destined to be with one another. Here, this card sort of represents wholeness, and that perhaps you're feeling more complete and more in alignment with your relationships with others. There's again that harmony keeps coming up, and dreams, and sort of that you're content right now. It's a good place to be. And perhaps this showing right now is, for some areas, is to take that moment, the here and now, and sort of stay back and appreciate everything that you have accomplished, and not take things for granted. If you've created life by connection and bliss, following your heart and trusting your intuition, and pat yourself on the back. That's always good. This Ten of Cups here um, encourage you encourages you, Aries, to follow your heart and again trust your intuition, and it will lead you to opportunities that you are desiring. And remember the laws of attraction. If you're feeling positive and you're thinking positive, and there are things that you want, you have to believe that you have them. You have to want them. You have to feel happy about in the moment, and all of that is attributes to laws of attraction, and the universe will take care of you. And if for those who aren't familiar with the laws of the universe, search Google. There's tons of things out there, and has a lot. It's about taking care of yourself and feeling happy and looking for good things to be happy about. And this Ten of Cups here is a perfect reading for you. It fits perfectly for Aries right now. So again, it's you have feelings of just fantastic. It's feeling good. Again, that bliss sort of pops up. It's telling me that you're allowing your inner guidance to lead you the way, and once you sort of do that, or if you started doing that, or you've been thinking about it, the opportunities are going to follow you, and it's going to be wonderful for you. So that's great news for you, Aries. Now, here in our immediate sort of future, we get the Page of Wands. Here, this sort of says, what I'm picking up is that perhaps with all these decisions and planning, that you've been inclined to give anything and everything a go, and you've been sort of open to all the opportunities, and it's sort of is saying that with all those decisions that perhaps were coming out over here, you're on a new journey, or there's new projects that are coming up for you. And again, it doesn't have to be life majoring project. It could be anything. So if you didn't have a solid plan in place, this is basically saying you're working on it, and you should have it done, and you'll be doing. There's lots of great possibilities for you, Aries. If you've been dreaming of creative ideas and letting go of your burdens of everyday life, this card is basically saying the world's your oyster. This indicates an experiencing creative restlessness that you've sort of been stifling, and it's again, and when you look at the card, the pages here is standing still and is firmly planted on the ground. It's not going anywhere just yet, as you can tell. There's no movement here. What it's saying is that you need to take that creative spark and ground it into a reality, and this is where working with others is probably very helpful, or consulting with other people. You'll get it into the physical realm, and you just need to map out a strategy and test your ideas and do a few experiments before commitment, and run your thoughts through the filter in the universe, and think positive about them, and think of the good things. The Page of Wands here appears basically sort of as a spiritual path, and encourages a journey that's calling you. I think Aries, you may have a curious mind right now, and you're sort of intrigued to see where this call is going to lead you, and it's just saying believe. It's map it out, believe, use common sense, don't be afraid. Think outside the box, and you'll benefit from those experiences with that. Now here we have in our sort of immediate challenges coming up, and now this is the reverse, and you have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So when the 10 of Pentacles is in the upright position, which would be that way, it usually represents wealth accumulation, or an established family or home, or material things. It sort of represents the material, and it's a very good card to have when it's in the upright position. And it's basically saying that you're getting what you need and what you're asking for, and so things have been good. But when you see it in the reverse of the 10 of Pentacles, This is usually saying that perhaps you're ready to question something, or you need to question your stability or your security or a commitment, and something that may have been presented to you that sounded good on paper may not exactly be what you're expecting. So it's asking you what it is that you want and being prepared for that. The reverse Ten of Pentacles. It just serves as a reminder that sometimes wealth can be a trap. So if you're wanting abundance, you sort of have to think, am I going to be happy with money or whatever material things that you want? And this is a good example of, you sort of see, wealthy people who are miserable, and so money doesn't always buy you happiness, because it's about how you're feeling about it, and how good you feel about your money. And this is sort of just saying, examine that, not only with your money, but material things. And, it's sort of is saying that when you surround yourself with expensive things and live a luxurious lifestyle, you may want more and more and more, and then you're not satisfied, and nothing satisfies you. So it's about your internal, be in alignment with your internal feelings. Before you go out and splurge money, or buy a business class airplane or something, go outside your realm. It's about, how are you going to feel having that? And if you feel good about having that, then it's great. But if you're questioning it, it's sort of it's not a necessarily, it's, if you already spent it and then questioning it, then obviously isn't good. This is sort of saying, question it before you spend. Or encouraging you to sort of use common sense and sort of think about what it is that you're doing. Have a strategy. An example is, you could want to go get a bigger apartment or a bigger house, but then it's asking you, do you really need it? There's the old saying, there's the difference between wants and needs. I need air to breathe. I need air to breathe, but I want a Volkswagen. Wants are something that you can live without. Needs are something that you need to have. And so it's sort of asking you to think about those sort of things. And again, these are just potential challenges that might come up, and not to put, your own self-worth with your material things, and not get wrapped up in wealth or whirlwind of something. If you came into some money, or even if it's an extra $1,000 or whatever else, is, don't brag. That's not a good sign there. When we look at our immediate outcomes, we have our Five of Wands. The Five of Wands here sort of represents conflict and change, and this card has no exception. This sort of is telling me that for Aries, you may be in the midst of a battle, or there was some tension or some competition with others, and again, part of that could be working with others back here. That might have impacted your stability to move forward. And this is basically saying, rather than being able to work towards a common goal, you're running against sort of an opposition. And with the Five of Wands here, everyone is fighting to be heard. And perhaps you experienced some of that in your past over here when working together. But I get the feeling that sometimes something's telling me it wasn't necessarily a negative experience for you. So, but this basically is saying is, if you did experience different opinions with working with people, it just is sort of saying that no one's stopping to hear each other out, and to have an open mind, and you can minimize conflict and misunderstandings if you just take your time and sort of listen. And it's just saying, pause and listen. Rise above the chaos and sort of the disorder that may be going around you, and not play into it. It's saying, basically take a moment to listen what others have to say, even if you disagree with them. The key here is to tune into your other people around you, or the other opinions, and allow them to make their case, and don't shun them. And it's saying that perhaps in that process, if you're open to it, their opinions may become softer and quieter, and may improve something. Again, it's saying that if you had been involved in sort of a conflict or discussion that wasn't necessarily productive in a group brainstorming and sort of activity, it's saying here that you need a constructive environment where you can test your ideas, and again, it was encouraging to work with others, and be open with that. And this reading is basically saying, if you do that, good things will come. even if you had a bad experience in the past. This is saying good things will come. Be open to the debate, and the positive contributions. The Five of Wands here basically encourages diversity and a difference of opinion. So, you know, it's just be open to it. I keep getting here. If be open to it and don't be closed off to it. This Five of Wands encourages an enthusiastic approach to change. It's a transition. It is sort of a transformation that's coming, and whether you like it or not. And it's basically saying that whatever this change may be, is that if you open up your mind and be willing to work with other people, you will sail through it, great. And you'll be positive for it in the outcome. If you're scattered and you're part of the challenge of sort of being closed-minded, it'll come out as misdirected sort of enthusiasm, and it's you're going to end up not going anywhere with it. So this is about taking the logical path here, and your role is basically saying here, this reading here is basically saying is identify a clear strategy and be open, and you will do well. So that's good. So Aries, again, this was a general reading, and take what fits with you, and keep in mind this is through August 1st to the 15th, or general reading for Aries. And I thank you for coming to my new page here on Google as I See You Tarot. And I would appreciate, as this is a new channel, I'm sort of testing out my different sort of videos, and hopefully we'll perfect them. So thank you very much for your patience. But I do thank you for clicking and viewing this. And I would ask for your support to please like the video, to please subscribe, share the video, and to please hit the notification bell. This does wonders for the Google algorithms, and I would definitely appreciate it, and allow me to pursue my dreams and helping others and giving suggestions. So again, thank you very much, Aries, and have a great August. We'll see you after the 15th. Thank you again.